The most fundamental objection, Mr. Chairman, relates to the nature of the proceedings before this honorable court. And that is our second objection. Mr. Chairman, regards it's about the propriety of these proceedings before this honorable court. It's our strong contention, Mr. Chairman, that these proceedings are invalid, considering the charges that have been preferred against the accused person. If I may be permitted to substantiate, Mr. Chairman, when you look at the particulars of all these 5 counts, 4 counts rather, they relate to offences allegedly committed outside the jurisdiction of this honorable court. The first count talks about acts allegedly committed in Athens, Greece, Nairobi, and elsewhere. And Mr. Chairman, this honorable court has no jurisdiction whatsoever to deal with offences allegedly committed in Greece, Kenya, and Switzerland. Mr. Chairman, that applies to count 2, which talks about Riverside Apartments in Nairobi, where it's alleged that on the 16th of November this year, the accused persons were found in possession of a pistol, model 27 KAL number 765. And also count 3, which talks about the same place, Riverside Apartment in Nairobi, Kenya. And count 4, the same place, which talks about ammunitions. It's nowhere in these charges, there is nowhere in this charge sheet where it's alleged that all these acts, the banned acts, were committed within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, that is the territory of Uganda. Mr. Chairman, this court has got no universal jurisdiction for the entire world. That would be stretching the jurisdiction of this honorable court to levels of absurdity, that it can deal with any matter that is alleged to have been done, or any act or offense that is alleged to have been committed anywhere in the world. I would refer you, Mr. Chairman, to the provisions of Article 28, Clause 7, which provides that no person shall be charged with or convicted of a criminal offense which is founded on an act or omission that did not at the time it took place constitute a criminal offense. So in this particular case, Mr. Chairman, all the acts referred to here in this charge sheet or highlighted in this charge sheet do not constitute criminal offenses within the meaning of the laws of Uganda, because the UPDF Act applies to Uganda and doesn't apply anywhere else. The boundaries of its application, the boundaries of the UPDF Act are the confines of the territory of Uganda. It does not extend to Kenya, neither does it extend to Switzerland or Geneva. It's not a law applicable there. It's the reason here, Mr. Chairman, in the charge sheet, which we find to be incurably defective, it does not make reference to the laws of those respective countries where these acts are alleged to have been committed. Unlawful possession of firearms, contrary to Section 4, subsection 1 and 2 of the Firearms Act, cap 320. Because, Mr. Chairman, you are talking about Firearms Act of which country? Then we are talking about in County 4 on 16th of November 2024, while at Riverside Apartments in Nairobi, Kenya, Colonel Dr. Besigye and Obeid Lutale were found in unlawful possession of 8 rounds of pistol ammunition, which are ordinarily the monopoly of the defensive forces. Of which country? Because we are talking about Riverside Apartments in Kenya. Are they a monopoly of the UPDF or KDF? In which case, this will determine the nature of the pulley given by the accused persons as to whether the acts amount to an offense or not. So this is a defective charge sheet, Mr. Chairman, which should not sustain any criminal proceedings before this honorable tribunal. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, on count 1, offences relating to security, contrary to section 128(1)(f) of the UPDF Act, we presume this is Uganda People's Defence Forces Act of Uganda. That is the presumption, a rebuttable one, depending on the evidence given by whoever is preferring this charge. But we presume that they meant the forces of Uganda. This is again an absurdity, Mr. Chairman, because when you talk about acts under the particulars of the offense, which relates to acts allegedly committed in Geneva, Switzerland, Athens in Greece, and Nairobi in Kenya, and you relate them to the UPDF Act of Uganda, it's a nullity from the word God. So, Mr. Chairman, it's our prayer that this honorable tribunal be pleased to strike out this charge sheet and accordingly discharge the accused persons, because as far as this charge sheet is concerned, there are no cases that should be preferred against them within the laws of the Republic of Uganda. Finally, Mr. Chairman, the accused persons have been illegally presented before you, Mr. Chairman. The 2 accused persons here traveled to Nairobi lawfully for a legitimate activity, which was never in any way questioned by the security agencies and were cleared by the immigration authorities of Uganda. So they have been in Kenya lawfully, or they entered the Kenya lawfully. And Mr. Chairman, once you are in a foreign territory, you can only be returned forcibly through the due process of the law. If you do not return voluntarily, and there are forces compelling you to return, they have to follow the due process. And there are only 2 ways under the law: either extradition, that is under the Extradition Act of Uganda, or deportation. In which case, Mr. Chairman, if it's about extradition, it has to be on a request of the Minister for Foreign Affairs that they are facing charges in Uganda here, and they are fugitives in Kenya, and they are demanding for assistance of the neighboring country to repatriate them back. We are not advised, it's not anywhere on record, Mr. Chairman, that has happened. It's not on record. If you are to be a deportation, the it presupposes that they entered the country illegally, or having entered Kenya legally, they committed offences in Kenya. Again, it would be the authorities in Kenya to handle that. And they have to go through the judicial process in Kenya. Deportation has to be by a court order given by the Kenyan authorities, Kenyan courts of law.
A person alleged to have committed a service offence may be charged or dealt with and tried under military law whether the alleged offence was committed in Uganda or out of Uganda. So say that an offence which was committed in Athens, Nairobi, and that section resolves that. My Lord Chairman and board members, on the issue of extradition, that one can be addressed at it will be addressed. It can be his defense, and it should not be addressed at this stage. What is the evidence which has been produced before this honorable court that retired Colonel Dr. Chiza Besigye is supposed to be in Nairobi? That evidence has not been attended before this honorable court. You are acting, you are submitting on speculation.
We are not surprised that they have not responded. They have not reverted the same. We pray that Mr. Chairman, you take them as facts and you take them as uncontroverted prayers, which ordinarily should be granted. We reiterate our earlier prayer that you be briefed to strike out the judge, because all our objections in regard to the risk and the illegality of the judgeship have not been controverted.
Submissions have been taken seriously, and the court is adjourned to 2nd December 2024 for mention and ruling on what you have submitted on. And both of you, the accused persons, you are hereby remanded to the government prison.